Alright guys, welcome to the video. As you can see right now, I'm chilling out at home. I've been doing that a lot this week because it's spring break and I'm not doing anything crazy right now. I'm just, enjoying training and being at home right now because I don't get to do that very often. I don't get to just relax when I'm at school. But guys, this video today is about how my bench has been going, and we've been gaining a shit ton of momentum on it. I think that my bench is going up the fastest right now out of everything. I think it's a result of my form being the tightest it's ever been, being the most controlled it's ever been, and on top of that, consistent volume. But I want to go into my top sets, guys. Before I go into that, I just want to explain this week and next week are the last week of heavy triples, where I go for top sets of 3 and then have back off volume. After that, it's on to doubles, and then after that, basically peaking is more or less done as we deload into the meet. But shit's getting real. My body's taking a lot of load. It's getting pretty fatigued, but numbers are going up and it's very exciting. So I'm gonna play the warm-ups right now, and as the warm-ups play, I'm gonna explain what's gonna happen, guys. So today, we're going to go over the last 2 top sets that I went for. After, I think, 2 weeks ago, somewhere around 2 or 3 weeks ago, I hit a top set of 3 with 265. Last week, I hit a top set of 3 with 270, and that 270, which you guys will see right after this 225 warm-up, was without a doubt easier than 265 was. It felt much better. So I'm going to play that right now. And going into it, my warm-ups felt really good. This was all based off RPE, and I just knew I was going to get it. And just my form feels amazing, guys. And then, this week, a few days ago, when I came back home, went for another day of benching, and I had to go for it a little earlier than usual. I went for 275 for 3, didn't quite clench it, almost got it, but I'm really confident about it because of the fact that I hit this fatigue. My warm-ups felt really bad going into this, and yet 275 for at least the first 2 reps were very, very strong. Extremely pleased with how those first 2 reps looked. Almost got the 3rd rep. I hit it right at my sticky point, but I know that next week when I'm much better rested and I eat more going into the day, I'm gonna be able to get it. So definitely look forward to that, as long as the variables line up correctly. 275 for 3 is gonna happen next week. And I just want to say, guys, my bench has been making a lot of progress, and I recognize that, and I'm not going to hide the fact that I'm proud of that, but at the same time, I'm also being mindful of the fact that the reason this is happening is no secret. I'm putting in a lot of volume for my bench, as I am with everything else, but not just that, my body is responding very well to that. My body is responding unbelievably well to high volume on bench. At least before I was in peaking, I was doing a combination of sets with high reps and sets with the low reps, alternating the volume, really switching it up, and it was just working absolutely amazingly. So we're gonna go right now onto the back off sets that I had the day for the 270 for 3. I'm gonna start that right now, and I'm just gonna let this play as I talk, guys. But I just want you to remember that I've emphasized this point before, guys, but bench, as with any other movement, requires, progressive overload of volume to make sure that you're making progress. If you're hitting top sets, that's great and all, but that's not going to amount to shit if you're not making sure that you're getting an adequate volume. That doesn't mean that you need to do 12 by 3s and crazy shit like that. But what I am saying is that make sure you're doing an amount of volume that is providing some amount of progress. So that you don't need a maximum amount of volume, you might hear this, but volume is very relative, but you don't need a crazy amount of volume to make progress, but what you do need is you need a minimum amount of volume to get the maximum amount of results. So right now, I'm benching twice a week. Some people have to bench 3 or 4 times a week. I don't need to right now. Benching twice a week is working absolutely amazingly. But no doubt, in my off season, I'm going to alternate, and because of the fact that I alternate between volume accumulation and intensity, in my volume accumulation week, I'm going to be benching 3 times a week from now on, which that program I just finished writing, and I will talk about that soon enough in probably one of the coming videos. But doing a certain baseline amount of volume and making a lot of progress off that, and as I'm noticing that progress might be slowing down or something, I'm gonna add more volume in, and that's what I've been doing, and that's what's been working, guys. It's not anything secret. Just make sure you identify your weak points, work on those with accessories, and then work most of your volume on the main lift, and that's how you're gonna get fucking progress. And also make sure that your form is good, because if you're just doing something different every time, you're not gonna make progress. It doesn't work that way. You gotta make sure you're benching the same way every time you go onto the bar, keeping consistent, you know, you making sure your form is as tight as fucking possible. And that's what's been working, guys, because the way I bench 225, it looks basically the same as when I bench 270, and that's what it should be. And I'm very excited, guys, because going into nationals, I definitely think I have at least, I mean, gym PR wise, I think I can hit probably close to 300. I'm thinking about 295 to 300 gym PR. Nationals, I'm hoping anything above 290. That would be fucking stellar, especially considering, I mean, I'm only 18, I still got a lot of time to make progress. Powerlifting is a slow and steady game where the winner is the one who's gonna take the most time, train the most carefully, but also train intelligently. That's what I'm trying to do. So in my off season, I'm ramping up the volume a lot, but I'm doing it in a way that's going to be conducive to myself, doing it in a way that is going to basically make sure my body doesn't fall apart. I'm not going balls to the walls. That's not how you're supposed to train. You know, if you want to make the most amount of progress possible, guys, we got to make sure that we're training in a way that's going to make sure our bodies are recovering, but also making sure that we're still progressively overloading that volume, because progressive overload, I've said it so many times, but it's such an underrated thing. So many kids are like trying to push, you know, huge sets of 3, trying to max out every couple of weeks. It's not how it works, guys. You got to make sure that you're working with submaximal loads. And with those submaximal loads, as you progress with them, your main lift, your 1 rep max, it's gonna go up. It doesn't have a choice. It's just gonna. But guys, that's more or less the video. I wanted to bring up this video because my bench has been making a lot of progress, and I wanted to sort of highlight that because out of all my lifts, even my squat, which is still making good progress, this is the one I'm most proud of right now. Deadlift is still coming up, very slowly, chipping away at it, but it's coming up, you know, and I'm gonna have a video coming out about that soon. But you know, none of my lifts are in a bad place right now. My bench is probably in the best place, but you know, we will hopefully see some really good numbers, see some really big progress coming in the last few weeks of peaking as we get ready for nationals, which I'm so excited for. It's gonna be fucking sick, guys. Fucking San Antonio, let's go. It's gonna be awesome, and I can't wait to bring you guys with me. But without further ado, guys, that is more or less the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I tried to just give off a little bit of information about how my bench is doing, and you know, just sort of reiterate some things that I've said before about how I'm progressing it. But without further ado, guys, I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it a lot. I hope you enjoyed this sort of back to the roots style commentary. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I wanted to since I'm home. And without further ado, guys, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.